What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. The Mets are going through it right now, but at least Francisco Lindor and Pete Alonso clutched up while making some history. Eugenio Suarez, we call him Gino on the channel. He's been stinking it up with his new team, the Mariners. He's got to get it going. Vladdy Jr. has been doing the opposite over the last month. He's probably been the best hitter in baseball for the last 30 games, and Riley Green, yeah. The dude's a freak. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB Recap. We recap every baseball game every single day, so don't miss out. Leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek as well as on Underdog Fantasy. And if you want to watch live baseball tonight with me and Kooks46, we're going to go live for the Padres and Dodgers game. It's going to be madness. See you guys there. All you have to do is download the app and join the show. That's our room name. Here we go, guys. The Mariners, they have to get back to winning. They cannot be losing back-to-back games in August. Wait, actually, something happened for the first time. A lefty went yard off of Tarek Skubal. Edward Julian, he stuck his tongue out. Like, even he knew that this was a rare occurrence. Also, scoring 3 against the Scoobs is also rare, but that's exactly what the Twins did. Jeffers, he weakly chopped out to score Austin Martin, and this rookie, Luke Keeschel, is a flat-out freak. He also stole another bag in this game. Riley Green, he's a freak as well. The uppercut 2-run home run. He has 28 home runs and 89 runs batted in on the season. The birthday boy Colt Keith tied it, but Buxton, he quickly changed that. Look at this ball. The camera guy baited me. This was like the ball in the World Series last year where I thought that Jhonkensy Noel tied it against the Yankees or something like that, and then it was at the track. Riley made the insane play in left field. Torkelson, he made a nice play of his own at first base in the 10th inning. Yes, we needed extras in this one to solve it. Glaber had a sac fly for the lead, and now we have an ejection coming up. Hats are about to be flying, so I heard it ticket, but I guess the umpire said that it wasn't about the ticking, it's that it didn't touch the ground, so because it was caught on the fly, it's a foul out. Rocco Baldelli, not even respectfully, disrespectfully disagreed. The hat's off, he's kicking, he's throwing the hat. Yeah, the Tigers have 71 wins on the season. Okay, now we'll talk about the Mariners, and we have what would have been an out if this was the Savannah Bananas. Look at that sick play from the kid in right field, and also look at this sick throw from Jeremiah Jackson. Josh Naylor got a little bit greedy, and the fellow newcomer Gino struck out again. Suarez is batting 125 his first 13 games as a Mariner, and the power has been completely zapped. Tomoyuki Sagano has a lead now. There was a wild pitch. The slip and slide dive for Jordan Westberg, and I guess he got spiked talking about Logan Evans, the pitcher, so they brought out the super glue. Baltimore, they're about to pickle themselves into a run. Mountcastle took off on the rundown, so it's 2-0 Baltimore. Make it 3-0 Baltimore. Jeremiah Jackson has been awesome this week. He's already saved a runner with that throw from right field, and now he's clutching up on offense. Gunnar Henderson, this game is slipping away. If you're a Mariners fan, he kind of just sliced an RBI. Mountcastle had a sac fly. Skipping to this, though, J-Rod, he is a different human in the second half. A 2-run home run, and well, actually, that was after the long rain delay. I kind of got ahead of myself. J-Rod still made it rain. Second half Julio is a top 10 player in baseball, fight me, and one of the best outfielders I've ever seen. Uh-oh, things are getting scary if you're an Orioles fan. The double, there was not a double play because Randy hustled and beat out. I thought that Jackson was going to flip it. Josh Naylor, he grounded out. So Dietrich Enns picks up his first career save for the Orioles. This game ended 5 hours after it started. The Mariners, they're now 1.5 games back of the Astros and first place. Seattle's not the only team on a losing streak. The Phillies have not been playing their best baseball the last few days. Perhaps the Elmo Sesame Street cleats from my friend Bryson Stott could bring some good luck. I mean, that's one of the luckiest hits I've seen this year. A Q shot, and now a swinging bunt for Trey Turner. Schwarber, man, he's been striking out like crazy. And Harper, he wanted more, but he does settle for the fielder's choice. Paul DeJong, he got that run back. And, yeah, Jesus left it right down Broadway. Paul has 4 home runs and a .325 batting average to begin the month of August. Schwarber, I think maybe this is going to wake him up. And that is an RBI wall ball double. The Phillies, they're back on top. The Phillies wanted another rally, but Dylan Cruz, who just made his way back onto the roster, he stole back the momentum with that grab. So he robs Nick Castellanos of a base hit. Jesus, he had 7 strikeouts over 6, and just like Ohtani against the Angels a few days ago, he was left in an inning too long. Bases, though, to nobody out, so he's out. Orion Kerkering got 1 out, but yeah, those 2 runs go to Lazardo's ERA, not Orion Kerkering's. Jose Tana clutched up for the Nationals, and Cole Henry, he got his first save ever. I'm talking about in the big leagues and the minor leagues, first save ever. The Phillies have dropped 2 in a row. Now, usually Phillies fans would be on edge after losing 2 in a row, but the Mets have been so painfully bad the last month that they can kind of afford to lose a few ball games and not sweat. Pete Alonso got his standing ovation for becoming the leader in home runs in Mets franchise history. He got a cool piece of art because the owner, Steve Cohen, he just loves art. I believe he spent $100+ million on a statue or something like that once upon a time. Attaboy Lindor. Lindor also stole a bag later in the game, which made some history, or almost made some history. He's up to 22 home runs and 19 stolen bases, looking for his 5th 2020 season. He has a whopping 53 WAR already, by the way. Ozzy, he was on pace for video game numbers for a second baseman, but he's really slowed down. Kodai, he was in disbelief. Like, Albies has been that bad. The fact that he just went yard is crazy. And then he dropped in another RBI. The Braves are up a run. Lindor, here's the stolen base. He got to 3rd on the air, but that right there is the 35th consecutive successful stolen base, which tied a Mets franchise record. An error allowed Brandon Nimmo to secure a sac fly. And check this out. Soto made it 36 stolen bases in a row. That is a Mets franchise record. A lot of franchise records happening for Mets fans, but just not a lot of wins because Pete, even though he got it past Allen and it's 3-2 Mets, for his 99th RBI, Michael Harris hit a whistler to Eli White on a single. You guys have to remember that Eli White is as fast as PCA, Ellie, Bobby Witt Jr. Like, he can fly. You have to try and cut that off. Harris, he's been a brand new guy the last 2 or 3 weeks. Ozzy, he sealed a 3 RBI game. The newcomer Ryan Helsley blows another game. He has a 5.4 ERA as a Met. Iglesias has 17 saves. The Mets have dropped to 1-9 their last 10. They've lost 13 of their last 15 games. They're only a half game up on the Reds, who just got back Hunter Green, and he looked absolutely insane. So if you're a Mets fan, is the season over? Like, is it officially time to panic? Or do you think that you're just getting the rust off right before the playoffs? What's about to happen the rest of the season? The Cubs are also in that wild card race, but they're kind of cruising because I'm almost 100% positive they're going to make the playoffs, whether it's the Central and they storm back or the wild card team. But both teams in this game are going to make it. Owen Casey, the rookie, the super phenom, he got robbed in his very first MLB at bat. Davis Schneider hit him with the Superman catch. His family, talking about Owen Casey's family, he thought it was pretty funny. Mad Max, he almost got through 5 scoreless, but the righty destroyer Michael Busch, he went yard. That's 22 home runs and a 930 OPS versus righties. He has just 2 home runs and a 180 batting average versus lefties. Matthew Boyd with the comebacker, he goes 6 scoreless. He also wanted 7 like Max Scherzer. Scherzer allowed just the 1 run, and honestly, he might steal Chris Bassett's spot on the playoff roster. Let's just face it. Vladdy, he gave Mad Max 8W. Vladdy's 20th home run wins it for the Jays. He's batting .392 with a 1.2 OPS his last 24 games. Kyle Tucker, come on, man. We got to pick it up, buddy. That is a yikes. 2-on, and he just looks silly. Dominguez got it to Hoffman, who then struck out 3 in the final frame for his 27th save. The Jays are 71-51 and 5 games up in the East. Cleveland wants a playoff berth bad after making the ALCS last year, and they've been playing some really, really good baseball. I'm not going to jinx it. They overcame a hot start from Agustin Ramirez and an error. So J-Ram, his hit and run, made it 3 consecutive singles versus the nasty Edward Cabrera. So that started a rally to tie it, but I got to skip back to the Marlins because they took it back. Heriberto has been insane lately. That's an RBI single. He made the dead sprint web gem out in right field, and he was not done making web gems. That kid is really, really good. By the way, J-Ram, he's up to 35 stolen bases after stealing 2 more in Manzo. Kyle Manzardo has literally been Travis Hafner 2.0. Gabriel Arias, he had his 2nd RBI out on another web gem from Heriberto. Wait until the web gems because he made another one. CJ Kavis, the rookie, had an RBI fielder's choice thanks to J-Ram just cannonballing into home plate. David Fry and Rocchio added a few more. The Guardians, they win this game pretty easy. They are now tied for the 4th most runs scored in the second half. They're a half game back of the Yankees for that final wild card spot. Who's going to make it? I think I can safely say the 2025 Rockies pitching staff is the worst pitching staff I've ever seen in the entire existence of me living and breathing air. I'm only 29 years old, so can anyone remember a worse pitching staff than this 2025 Rockies? Lourdes, he was served up a middle fastball, and he used that thin Coors air to carry it out. He has 15 home runs and 62 RBIs. The 5'9" short king, Jose Herrera, he had a 2-run hammer. Ketel Marte, I mean, of course, he's in Coors Field. That is a 2-run double roped off the wall. Seattle fans, did you ever see Ketel Marte turning into this? Because if you guys don't remember, Ketel was a Mariner. He was traded with Taijuan Walker to the Diamondbacks back in 2016. Farmer, this was the only run that Erod allowed. I'll talk about Erod more in a second. As Corbin, he split a gap. The Diamondbacks, they can still beat anyone on any given day. Erod had 7 strikeouts over those 7. Doyle hit one out. Here you go, Rockies fans. But the Rockies are now 32-89 with a 6.02 ERA as a team. They have a negative WAR. I can't believe I'm saying that. A negative WAR as a team. So because I did not show the web gems, I'm going to narrate the web gems for the first time ever. Look at Heriberto Hernandez making a third web gem in today's recap. This guy was everywhere last night. Cedric Mullins, he recovered to make a feet-first sliding grab out there in the outfield for the Mets. And back to his old stomping grounds, Daniel Johnson with the shoestring catch. That was a lot of fun. Ozzy, he used to be an insane defender, and he reminded us of that. If you guys don't remember, back in 2018, he was a vacuum. 12 outs above average and 13 defensive run saves. He's not the same guy right now. Javi, he had to run forever on this catch. I don't remember the last time I saw him out there in center field, but he's just one of those guys. Defensively, I think he could play every single spot, even catcher if they asked him to. And there we have it, another recap in the books. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you later tonight for a playback stream. See you there.